You are now listening to The Spearsy Spin with your host, Mike Spears.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Spearsy Spin for Friday, April 14th, 2017. Today's show is titled, No Need for Our ISIS Fighters to Go into Town to Drink. They Can Stay Home and Get Bombed. Earlier today, President Trump signed off on the deployment of the biggest bomb we have, that being the MOAB, or as it's gingerly called, the mother of all bombs. Of course, it has a real name and its number. It's called the GBU-43B. It is a monster. It weighs just 21,000 pounds, and it's great for destroying tunnels and, well, anything underground. Now, intelligence confirmed that ISIS was living in tunnels in a place called Nangarhar province in Afghanistan. Now that's just a stone's throw away from Pakistan. These underground fortresses of solitude were rudely ramshackled as the 10,500-ton bomb detonated today and sent unbelievable pressure downward into the earth. Now, the ISIS tunnels were instantly collapsed and destroyed. And what of the terrorists? Well, they either died from the initial blast, some were crushed, and others were buried alive instantly. The MOAB, which is actually called a massive ordnance air blast, is a bomb that the DoD never confirms how many we actually have. However, independent, anonymous sources indicate that there are over 15,000 of these bombs that can be loaded into a C-130 and delivered to the bomb site on a moment's notice. Now, the bombs are so big, they actually have to be pushed out of the back of a C-130 because that's the only way to deliver them. And then it has GPS that guides them to wherever you want it to go. Now, the MOAB is a bit different than your run-of-the-mill bombs because this one detonates in the air somewhere between 1,000 and 5,000 feet above the ground. Now, ISIS, well, they haven't been doing all that well lately as they've been relying on IEDs and trying to keep out of sight by hiding in bunkers and tunnels. President Trump related his enthusiasm after the attack today, and he told reporters that he had authorized the use of the MOAB. Now, here's something to think about. Did dropping the bomb send a warning to North Korea? Well, in my opinion, no. While it's near impossible to give any type of mental diagnostic review of North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, it appears that most of those in the mental health field today are in concert with the belief that the young leader is mentally ill and is dangerous. The attack today was carried out in a very mountainous area. There were no civilians living in the area, so that was good. And there has been fighting there recently between Afghan military and ISIS. Now here's a blast from the past. You talk about crazy. Hamid Karzai, who is the former president of Afghanistan, tweeted that he is vehemently condemning the attack by the United States. Mr. Karzai didn't think we should use dangerous weapons in the war on terror. Yes, those are his sentiments. Yes, he actually said that. Now, the former Afghanistan president went even further, saying that we, the Afghans, must stop the United States. Well, oddly enough, just a few years earlier, this same President Karzai begged the United States and NATO to rid Afghanistan of the dreaded Taliban. Of course, the Taliban is really nothing compared to ISIS, only because ISIS is so brutal. Now, back when Mr. Karzai was the president, his mental health was questioned several times during his reign as president. And I see now that those aired concerns were probably correct. Today's bombing shows ISIS casualties at approximately 700. Of course, while we're all busy with ridding the world of ISIS, we are also helping Afghan forces get rid of the Taliban. So again, you have the former president of Afghanistan, who begged us to help him, is now saying that he wants the Afghan people to help stop the United States, but at the same time he wants us there fighting the Taliban. Now, in 2016, Army Rangers killed hundreds of ISIS fighters in that same area that was bombed today. And sadly, 5 Rangers were shot. And not long ago, we lost a Green Beret who, was also killed right in the same area while fighting ISIS. So, with all this military action, do you think the North Korean leader will shut down his machinery to effect a nuclear bomb? Well, I don't think so. I honestly feel, as does China, that it's time for Kim Jong-un to be written into the annals of time as just another nutty tyrant. And in the words of President Trump, North Korea is a problem. The problem will be taken care of. Well, that's our show and our thoughts for today, folks. We'd like to know what you think. So let us hear from you. Visit us at thespearsyspin.blogspot.com and share your thoughts with us. Now, be professional, because we may share what you say on air. And remember, there is really only one world. So let's make it right, and then let's keep it right so that we can all live together. Thank you, folks, for being with us again. We appreciate all of our listeners. We'll see everybody on Monday, and have a happy, safe Easter.